Welcome back to Independent Verification. My name is Andrew, and today we're going to be reviewing the Ingersoll Rand Airline Piggyback Regulator, Filter, and Lubricator. Model number is C38121-600-VS. This is the product in question, and we're going to be installing it on my DeWalt air compressor. Everything is pretty much 1/4 inch NPT threads. Installation is pretty simple. We're going to go over how to do that. So, taking a look here, I've already pre-loosened everything up. We're going to take our quick disconnects off. My old regulator that came with the air compressor is coming off. And we're just going to make sure that this does, in fact, slide on. Make sure the clearances allow. Alright, so because this is in the way, what we're going to do is we're going to pull down and remove. There we go. Remove the other one as well. Now we're going to check those clearances. And all right, looks good. You want to make sure you have Teflon tape on all your threads, because if you don't, you're just going to leak air. We get Teflon going in the direction that we are going to install the component. You don't need a ton of Teflon tape, but you definitely need some Teflon tape. Teflon tape being spun in the direction that we are spinning the entire assembly onto the threads. We can ensure that the tape doesn't come undone in a fashion that kind of shreds the tape. And that feels pretty good. That feels on there. So now we're going to go ahead and reassemble the little containers. And you'll notice at the bottom here, there's a little purge valve. This is specifically for the portion where we're going to be collecting any sort of water, oil, etc., which is this one. And then over here we got our oil fogger, which is going to lubricate our tools. Up here we've got our regulator, and then we're not quite done yet. We need to put a little bit of new Teflon tape around our connection where we are going to put our quick connect for our hose. And this is going to screw in. Now these are all 1/4 inch. I want to make sure she's situated in there so that we don't leak. Now these connections are brass, so we don't want to go too crazy with it because brass is a soft metal. So now we've got our regulator, we've got our oil water separator, and our oil fogger. Now, to adjust this regulator, you pull up and twist, and then you push down when you're done. To adjust this oil fogger, this can be adjusted freely. When it was brand new in the package, it just did not want to turn, but now that it's mounted properly, I guess now I got the proper leverage. So we're going to go ahead and power the compressor on and make sure everything is airtight. All right, the system is now pressurized to just under 150 psi, and thanks to our Teflon tape job, we are not leaking any air, which is good. So let's talk about everything now that we are, in fact, pressurized. First off, the two canister systems here just can't be removed when there's pressure. Obviously, we've got the expansion of the gases pushing these canisters apart from the rest of the assembly here. And when that happens, even if you try to unlock and turn, you can't, which is a good thing. You don't want them to come undone. Now, this is the regulator up here at the top. To adjust it, we pull up like that, and then we start turning. So counterclockwise goes down, clockwise pressurizes upwards. And it's quite easy to adjust the pressure, although one thing I will say is I wish it was a little easier to read everything. The dial is admittedly rather small, so we're going to regulate to right around 110 psi static pressure, and then we're going to push this down and lock it. When it's pushed down, you can't adjust the regulator anymore. So up here we have the adjuster for the oil fogger, and we don't have any oil in the canister system for the oil fogger at the moment. Again, to do that, you'd have to depressurize the system to put any oil in there, but we're not going to worry about that at the moment. So, taking our tool, we got plenty of power coming through. We're going to look at the regulator here, and just for the sake of getting this right, we're going to regulate down to 90 psi working pressure. Right around there. And in fact, if you look here, you can already see some liquid being trapped inside of the system. And we've only been using this for a few seconds. So, yeah. If we didn't have all of this, that liquid would be going through our air lines, getting into the tool, and you don't want that. But as far as everything goes, simple, easy, it's well built. This part of the housing is metal. These canisters are not metal, at least not on the outside. I believe it's a nylon they've used, which is a pretty strong plastic, all things considered. And yeah, for what you're getting, and you're paying around $80 to $90 for this complete system, it's very compact. Seems to work pretty well. Now, under pressure, we can push this little nipple down here to try and release that liquid that's been trapped in here, should you need to do that. But again, the preferable method is depressurize, remove the canister, dump it, put it back in. But that's really all there is to it, guys. It's a nice little system, and it'll fit on pretty much any compressor. It's very small. So hope you guys enjoyed the little review, the overview, and yeah.